Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator. In this episode, we are going to find out how good the TBM-930 is in the default Sim Update 12 beta release of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Make sure, if you guys can, that you join us at Flight Sim Expo 2023. That's right, Overkill Simulations is going to be present this year, guys, at the Lone Star Museum in Houston, Texas. If you guys are interested in joining us there, be sure to check down the description below. There is a coupon code that can save you guys a bit of money using my personal reference to get you there. Again, that'll save you a bit of cash in your Flight Sim Expo 2023 experience. This is going to be June 23rd through the 25th of 2023. Again, in Houston, Texas, at the Lone Star Flight Museum. I went a few years ago in Las Vegas, and they are an absolute great time. There's some very, very informative and educational seminars to help better your flight simming experience, as well as a ton of developers of both hardware and software that you guys actually get to try out, essentially a try before you buy experience, as well as talking with the developers themselves and finding out what the products are all about. So again, guys, it's going to be Flight Sim Expo 2023 in Houston, Texas. I hope to see you guys all there. Don't forget to use my coupon code that you can find down in the description below. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides as well as any future guides that come along down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below, and thank you to all of my current subscribers. All right, you guys. So there's been a lot of debate on whether or not the TBM-930 improvement mods are still absolutely needed in order to truly enjoy this aircraft. So being the fact that it is still and always has been since the inception of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, that it's been one of my favorite aircraft. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to fly in its default form with the latest Sim Update 12 beta. Now, you can see many of the features that we've come accustomed to with the improvement mod as far as the external modifications are here now. And actually, in many ways, a little bit better in the aspect, for example, the doors, which I'll show you guys in a minute. When not locked, you can see the illumination happen to the door handles, telling you to lift in order to open them. You can see the illumination go out as you lock the doors. And then we're going to obviously test the performance. Now, we're just going to do a quick flight. We're going to fly over from Tucson over to Phoenix, Arizona. It's about a 40-minute flight here, from here to there. Really not a huge deal. We are going to be using SimBrief. I'm going to be entering everything in manually and just sort of powering through the configuration here. We're going to see where SimBrief actually put us at the for our altitude limits. We may fly a bit lower. Like I said, that does tend to happen. I didn't think to check that before I created the flight plan. But let's go ahead and just get right after is what we're going to do here now. So let's jump into the cockpit. All right. So we'll worry about loading up doors and things like that here in a minute. Where's my mouse? There we go. Whoa. Okay, cool. So let's just do a sort of pre-flight check here. Sort of do walk around the cockpit here. All external lights are off. Pilot or dimmer lights are set as desired. Crash bars down. Source battery or batteries are off. Generators are off. Let's see here. Where did I actually set that one? There we go. That's what I was looking for. Starters are in the off position. Ignition we want to set to off for engine start. Auxiliary boost pumps are off. Fuel tank selection is manual. Autopilot and trim systems are off. Emergency locator transmitters are armed and oxygen is off. Now let's go ahead and come downstairs just a little bit further here. I think I messed up forgot to save my backseat configuration there, but that's all right. Okay, so moving down the line here for engine start, we want the air conditioning system to be turned off. All anti-ice and inertial separator is disabled as well. Parking brake is set. Landing gear handle is down. Hot airflow we actually want down at the floorboard for engine start. Pressurization and bleed are set to off. Manual override disabled. Throttle is in the cutoff position. Flaps are retracted and alternate static air source is pushed in and closed. All circuit breakers verified, pushed in, and ready for function here. So with that in mind, we can go ahead and get ready to do a pre-start. So we're going to come back up, stop, lift the crash bar up here, turn our batteries on, turn our generators on, And then we're going to step back downstairs and walk through a couple more things before we get to the engine start process here. Let's go ahead and turn our MFD on. There we go. Gosh, I love these new AA1 updates, or AAU updates, excuse me. Okay, so coming back down through here again, now that we have some electrical power set here, we want to make sure we have 3 green indicating landing gear is down. Let's do a lights test. Make sure all lights on the landing gear system is functioning, and do a check down. Flashing green indicates the gear is truly down and locked. All right, so that is just about it for what we needed to do before we do our engine start. So we can come back upstairs here. And let's go ahead and get the doors closed up, actually. So this is the part where it gets kind of cool. So you just rotate the handle. Actually, I'm still getting used to this. Hang on. There we go. Got to pull it back there. And then you can see door is locked. Now let's go ahead and go back to the back again because I messed up the view. I forgot to save it. Let's do a walk back here. And let's grab our door handle. Come on. There it goes. Here it comes. Okay, so this part's kind of cool. So now we have to secure it. And you can see there's an illumination here. This is sort of what I was talking about. It makes it kind of neat. When you lock the door, now wait a minute, where is it? Push the button lock. The illumination oh. Are we not locked all the way? There it goes. Now it's locked. Okay. I guess the illumination hung around. For some reason I thought it went away. All right, well, is what it is. And come back up front. We're going to go ahead and set our barometric pressure. We will be departing from runway 29 right today. Let's do a couple different things here. Oh, wait, we're not ready for that yet. Is that door just open? No. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and walk through our flight plan here for a second, and then we'll get to the engine start. Do things in a little different order here today. Okay, so let's see what our route is looking like today. So first, let's actually make sure we fuel the aircraft here. So block fuel, we need 775 pounds of fuel. So let's go ahead and get that on board and make sure we're set there. Fuel max, well, we got 1,000 pounds on. We don't need quite that much. We're going to take that down to 775-ish. I think 787's... Yeah, let's go 787. Oops. Oh, come on. There we go. Rather have more than less. All right, give that a nice click. All right. So now that we've gotten through the pre-start, let's go ahead and get our flight plan entered in. So we're going to add origin. We are departing from KTUS. Okay, and we are going over to KPHX for Phoenix. There we go. We're going to go over to procedures, departure, and we are going to be departing according to this today using the Tucson 8. And it looks like no transition today. Runway 29 right. We're going to hit load. There we go. And then from Tucson, we should be loading an airway, jumping onto the Victor 105. And we are looking for the PXR exit. Load airway. There we go. Going back to procedures. On the arrival, we should be coming in on the Coyote 5. And let's see where it has us exiting today. Oh. Let's sort of take a look at this for a second. I'm going to get some of these... Let's detail down. Oh, that's PFD map settings. I hit the wrong thing. That would explain that. We want MFD. Map settings. There we go. It's still doing it. Even though I'm on MFD. Wonder if I have to do it from here, which is really annoying. Yep, I did. Okay, so now let's come back through here. All right, so there's that. Almond, baser, TFD, good. Pop key. There's pop key there. To the PXR in Phoenix and runway 26. So actually, I don't even know that we need a transition. So I think what I'm actually going to do here for our flight plan, so we're going to do a little modification here. I'm just going to do an approach on runway 26. I think we can come straight in. We'll just call it vectors for today. Do load, hit yes. And I think we're going to be just fine there. Now let's see here. Top of climb, we should be looking at, let's see here, just past Torts. So let's go ahead and find that. Expand. And let's see here, by here, we should be at Angels 16. Press enter. There we go. VNav. VNav is enabled. Good. Home. All right. Let's continue onward here. So with the remaining of our settings here. So for rotation speed today, based on our weight, we should be looking at rotation about 78 knots. And yeah, we'll be using best speed here. Keep the approach bugs on. Fuel, we got our fuel on board already. Electrical power showing right. General good. Right door is unlocked. There it goes. Okay, doors are locked. Aircraft fuel, I'm not going to worry about the weights and fuel in here. We've already done it inside of the sim. So we should be good there. Let's go back to the home page here. So we've got our speed bug set. Our flight plan is set. I think we are ready to get this aircraft started up. So let's go ahead and get up there and get this rolling here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure our ignition is set to on. Auxiliary boost pumps are set to on. Give a pulse light out. The nav lights turned on, letting everyone know the aircraft's getting ready to start. Giving a quick look around. Clear prop. And let's go ahead and do a 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi on the starter there. Come on down here. Pull our stuff back here. Looking for 13% on the NG percent. There's already at 30, coming to low idle. Now looking for 53%. Let's go into high idle. And temperatures are now stabilized. Moving throttle over the gate. Oh, hit the wrong button. There we go. Okay, so I do use SPAD.next, guys, to control most of my controls in the simulator. So what you will likely see is that the aircraft will accelerate, things will power on as normal or behave as normal, but the throttle does not move for whatever reason when using SPAD. I'm not quite sure why. It's been like that for a little while now. Okay, so we've got a good engine start. Let's go ahead and continue on with the remainder of our configuration. We need to go back up top. Oh, helps if the keyboard's not turned off. Okay, so now we're going to come back through here and set everything as desired. So auxiliary or ignition should be set to auto, auxiliary boost pump set to auto, fuel selection should be automatic as well. Autopilot and trim system should be set to the on position, and yes, at engine start in the TBM-930 pilot's operational handbook, oxygen is turned on at engine start. Now, we all know it's not necessarily required until you reach 10,000 feet, but that's just the way we've got it. Okay, coming back through here, and we would set any anti-ice if necessary. Obviously, we don't need any. Air conditioning can come on. We're going to go ahead and turn that initial separator on now so it's ready for taxi. We're going to turn our bleed to max diff or auto. Max diff will pressurize the aircraft as rapidly as humanly possible, or I should say machinely possible, but it will be very uncomfortable for you and your passengers, so you want automatic as often as you can. Flaps and everything remain retracted until it is time to depart. All right, and we can go ahead and turn the pitot install heater on now. Yes, it is a little early, but we can go ahead and do it just to clear the messages out here. Now, we do want to go back to our displays here. There we go. There's the map, and I prefer the full screen. And on my PFD settings, I actually just want full, just like that. There we go. A couple other things that I would like to set. We need to go to our nav radios here. We need to find our transponder, and we're going to simulate that we got 3622. We're going to set that to the on position. Going home. There we go. All right. And weather radar set to standby. There was something else that I was looking for. PFD settings. PFD mode full overlays. Let's see here. Synthetic terrain. That's what I like. I like the synthetic terrain. Alright, other than that, it looks like we are good to go. FMS is set as our navigation source. That's good. Let's go ahead and lock in our altitude into the autopilot for 16,000. Why am I doing that when we can do this? Give me just a second here. Okay, had to get my Class Echo set up apparently for my... There we go. TBM. This works significantly better for navigating everything. Okay, and then I think that's pretty much what I'm looking for here. We can go ahead and lock in our speed. For 124 knots. I'm just putting it into my Class Echo here. Verify the barometer is set 3001, 3001. All right, last minute checks complete. The only thing we've got left is get the old head tracker turned on and we'll be out of here. All right, that's what I wanted to see. Okay. Go ahead and release that parking brake. Let's make sure taxi lights are turned on. Here we go. Watch it, Jim. And we have the beautiful pleasure of an 11,000 feet taxi. That's right. We are all the way down at the wrong end of the runway, so this will be exciting. I haven't flown the TBM in quite some time, so it's kind of nice to get back into it again. That's why we're doing sort of a simple flight today. I didn't want to do too much today, just kind of want to get back into it and see how she performed. Like it's just been so long. It's gone through a lot of updates. We have the AAU1 update. Many performance changes, obviously without having the mod installed anymore. The new avionics is phenomenal. One of the beautiful things that has made this very interesting is now I am recreating the guides for this aircraft and the Cessna Citation Longitude because there's been so much that have changed. So the goal here will be to create a guide independent of the aircraft and more specific to, for example, the G3000 suite and the G5000, but it's kind of hard to do just because there's so many similarities that a lot of it is just redundant work, right? So it's kind of interesting to figure out how to piece that together in the best way. Oh, taxiing a little fast. Taxiing a little fast. A lot of right torque coming. I feel like I'm like Oh, that even brought me even closer. It's actually the opposite of what I wanted it to do. Wow. Alright, so it's just all zoom. So let me pull that back then, because that is just way too close. Alright, saved that camera view, I think. So it doesn't look like you can control the visors on the latest patch here. But having full functionality of the doors, pretty awesome. Rudder pedal steering, still the norm here. Should be a nice, pretty day. It's a little bit on the windy side, but not too bad. I think we're gusting right around 20 knots. So we may feel that pinch here soon, but shouldn't be too bad. Let's go ahead and get the transponder window back up. I like that it says altitude reporting now. I think previously it said the TCAS might be served. Alrighty. Start slowing her down. Easy, girl. Rudder pedals are super touchy today. Let's go ahead and set that altitude reporting on. Landing lights on. Whoop, come on. My bad. Strobe light turned on. Ah! Flaps 1 for takeoff. Let's see if I can get back on the damn taxiway now that I'm done messing around with everything. It's funny because when I fly by myself, obviously I have all the touch screens and all the buttons right in front of me. But I feel like it takes away from you guys by not seeing the switches actually flipped and whatnot. So that's why always on the recording it's like a toss-up. Like I look like an idiot for a second, but you guys get to see everything in action. Alright, inertial separator is set to on. Landing gear set. Altitude set. Oh, we need our... Probably should have done this before I reached the runway, but oh well. Set our vertical speed. On vertical speed, we're going to be looking for... Actually, no, I don't want vertical speed. I'm sorry. I want flight level change. And you are not letting me come off of vertical speed. There we go. There's flight level change. Okay, now we're getting there. So we'll bring that up to 124 knots for us. We're good to go. All we have to do is engage the autopilot. Let's sync our heading. There we go. All right. Setting takeoff power. And we are on our way. Oof. She's wandering a lot. Airspeed alive. We're 78 knots. There's 78. Picked right up beautifully. Gear coming up. Getting out with the flight directors here. Pull some of that power off. Nav mode. Flaps coming up. A little late on the flaps. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. Not lying about that one. A little rusty. Bring your turn. Ah, come on, baby. No. There we go. God. Come on, pick up. Nose up. Knock it off. Get up there. Alright, there we go. Okay, now let's see if I can get us back on track here to something that makes sense. That's what I was looking to do here. No, I don't. Here, just go over there. I don't care. I don't want that either. I want it full screen. Thank you. And let's just do this. So we're going to come on over here. Well, we're going to be there in a second anyway. Guess there's no point. I was going to change our direct to the next waypoint, but it's fine. We're already about to intercept again anyway, so yeah. Probably would have just flown direct out. I should have just cleared that one out and gone on up, but that's alright. I forgot how fast she climbs, man. She climbs like a bat, doesn't she? Now at 8,000. Everything else looking good. Surely is a fun aircraft to fly. I love this aircraft. Gosh, she climbs fast. What are we at now? 9,000 feet. Like it was yesterday. Like that was old news, man. Reset our barometric pressure. Make sure we're still good here. Looking good. Still 3001. Alright. Passing through 10,000. Let's come up top. Turn off our lights. Gorgeous. Love it. Love this plane. I forgot how much I love it. So let's see what we got going on here. We're pretty squared up here. At this point, we'll be just waiting for our top of descent. Once we get up to altitude, we're definitely turning and burning here. The approach is still going to be a little bit interesting, but I think we'll be okay. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. See what VNAV's showing. It is enabled. Won't give us anything until we are out of our climb. Climb speed's working beautiful. Oh, hey, we can disable the inertial separator. We are in nice clear skies. No concern of icing today. So that'll give us some power back. I'm actually going to bring the torque up quite a bit more. Back up in about the 80 or 90% range for our climb. There you go, man. She just climbs. Gosh. It just rips it. It's such a neat turboprop. Love all the detail. Alright, approaching altitude. Let's monitor our VNAV, make sure we get our calculation. Alright, coming out of the climb. And we do. We have a top of descent, it looks like, in about 38 minutes, give or take. Alright guys, so it should be all pretty smooth and dandy right up to the point we get to our top of descent, so I'll catch you guys as we get close to that. And we'll all run the descent together. I'm going to go ahead and pull some power back now, get us down to about 75% or so, and do a little bit of a faster cruise today. Catch you guys in a bit. Alright folks, so we are sitting at about 2 minutes from our top of descent here. You can see there it is marked on our MFD there. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go back over to the flight plan page and we're going to verify our next lowest altitude point, which I believe our target altitude is 4,000 feet. Actually, we can go all the way down to 3,000. Yeah, we'll use 3,000 today. Actually, we'll use 4,000. So what I'm going to do is set our altitude target here down to 4,000 feet. We have VNAV enabled. We should get our top of descent warning here in about 30 seconds. Went too far. So yeah, we'll use 4,000. I'm going to go ahead and enable VNAV. And once we get started here, once we're about 10 seconds from the descent, we'll go ahead and pull some more power off. Let her descend. We'll be looking hopefully right around 2,000 feet per minute. Looks like that's what's got calculated at. Actually, it's looking at 1,200 feet per minute. Huh, that's a slow descent, but then again, we're not particularly high up though, so I guess that makes sense. We're going to do a visual approach today. I'm not going to worry about the ILS or anything like that. We're just going to come in visually for runway 26. Make things nice and easy. So top of descent now, it looks like in... Why are we bouncing between 20 minutes? That's interesting. What just happened there? What just happened there? Our top of descent moved. Come on, guys. What's going on now? So there's definitely still some bugs here going on. Because we did not descend, and we should have. And now top of descent is completely gone. So we're going to go back to VNAV here. Enable VNAV. That kind of sucks. That bums me out. What happened? TFD, we should still be at, let's see here, TCAP. Baser. Oh, well, we haven't even reached it yet. That's interesting. Wow, what happened there? Why did our top of descent change? So there's TFD. Let's figure out what went wrong, because that was very misleading. Let's come down in here and see if we can find... Do we even have a top of descent now? No, it is just gone, isn't it? Active VNAV waypoint JGO 4,000 feet, but it's not giving us anything that we're looking for here. The descent did not start, which is a good thing, I guess. But I'm kind of wondering why we didn't get... And that makes sense, because I got a little concerned about us descending too soon, but I was like, alright, it's just going to do a very shallow descent, but I was willing to entertain that, but yeah, something's goofy now. Now we're not even getting the calculation. So I'm going to say there's some weird stuff happening here, man. So there's TFD. pop key. There's PXR, and it looks like there might be something on top of it. No, we don't have a top of descent. It's like it activated the missed approach. What the heck is going on? Oh, guys. So there's definitely some bugs with the TBM. Alright, well, let's come back in here and see if we can't get a new VNAV calculation here. I'm going to try something. So, alright, so let's say... That is correct, though, still. I wonder if it's because we're using vectors on the approach. I'm kind of curious. Let's try something here. So let's go to the approach. Let's change from vectors, and let's see here. Let's use Zerlo, I think is one. No, it's not Zerlo. It's going to be Siren, I think, is the one I want. Load. Okay. Now let's go to VNAV. And now we've got a top of descent again in 9 minutes. Interesting. Well, then I will see you guys in 9 minutes, and we'll hope that... There it is again. We'll hope that this time it doesn't break. Let's see what happens. Alright guys, so we are now about 30 seconds from our top of descent once again. Hopefully, this time, it actually goes well. Let's get that back on. There we go. Alright, look at this craziness, though. Look what we've got going on here. Hub key, come all the way over. Runway 26 is out over here, so I think what we're going to do... We start our descent? Dude, it did not descend. It's because VNAV was not active. Son of a gun. Alright, well, now we're going to have to use vertical speed, so let's just get on this. Son of a gun. Alright. Let's get that nose down. Let's pull some power off. See if we can make up some distance here. Set about 2,000 feet per minute, give or take. Come on, baby. Oh, the passengers are not happy. I can tell you that right now. Alright, so VNAV is now enabled and looks like it's tracking. Okay, so now we're back in business with VNAV at least. Looks like it's tracking correctly. Bottom of descent, looking at 15 minutes here. I think after pop key, what I'm going to do is actually activate the approach. Fly direct to let's see here, runway 26. Yeah, runway 26 is going to be let me think about this for a second. Yeah, so it's going to be this way. Yeah, so we'd have to go over here. So I think let's go ahead and try that. Let's just go over here to home. Let's go to flight plan. Let's bring pop key up, and we're actually going to go to... Let's turn direct towards Siren. Maybe activate the leg. Well, here, let's just do this. I'm going to fly direct. There we go. Just feel like it's going to make more sense at this point. And better yet, let's actually go into heading mode. Let's change our heading. Ah, crap. Hit the button before I changed my heading. These poor passengers. They don't know what to do with me right now. That's good. Something like that. We'll continue our descent down like this. Come down on the approach. Once we pass Siren, then we'll start making our turn back in and come back around. So shouldn't be too bad. Should square things up quite a bit. Gives us time to descend. I'd like to see our descent be a little bit faster, but that's alright. I think we'll be okay. We need to be at 7,000 by the time we get to Siren, so that should be fine. A little interesting. So I think that was just an approach I didn't like. Now, admittedly so, I should have looked at the charts before I started this. I didn't have Navgraph charts up. Apparently, for whatever reason, I uninstalled it. I'm not sure why I did that. So I didn't feel like installing it back in. So the lessons we learn, I guess, in these little scenarios. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and go back into nav mode. Which changes back to direct to Siren. Turn heading mode on. Huh. Oh, let's activate the approach. Procedures, approach, activate. Okay. Here we go. Good. What's our airspeed? 112 knots right now. Increase our speed a bit here. Sky Harbor way out there in the distance. Not that one. It's up there further. Now what is cool is notice that VNAV stopped and is now recalculating our new top of descent point. So at this point it'll start descending for the 7,000 initial fixed altitude at 0. So that part is pretty badass. We've got our landing lights on already. Everything's actually looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and turn the inertial separator back on as we get prepared for the approach. And there's VNAV enabling again, and the descent has continued. Go ahead and speed things up here. comes our left turn onto the initial fix. Currently flying at 4 times normal speed. It's actually working really well in the beta. This used to be a nightmare. You'd speed anything up and it would just absolutely fall apart. Let's see where we're at here. Some of that stuttering is normal. Alright. So now we're getting in here. You know, I wasn't going to do an ILS approach, but why the heck not? Let's just go ahead and do it. So it's already locked in here. Let's go ahead and change our nav source to the localizer. And let's set ourselves up on the approach mode. There's our glide slope diamond there. Let's reset our altimeter. Oh. 299.3. There we go. That brings the glide slope closer. All right, aircraft slowing down. Landing flaps coming in. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take it from here. Get back on the controls here. Lights are on, good. About 85 knots in that approach speed, getting a little slow. Eyes on my landing location. Bit of a crosswind. TBM's fun to fly in manually. It really is. Oh, keep getting high. Come on. The nose down. Come on. Stay a little high. There we go, that's better. Just hold it. See if we can hit our landing zone. to float. Let's hold it. Hold it. There we go. Main wheels down. Beautiful. And heck, we can exit right up here. Probably should have slowed down a little bit before making that turn, but hey. Let's clear the active here. And just hold her here for a second. Flaps up. Taxi light on, strobe light off. Navigation radios, transponder back to on. Control separator stays on, pitot heat stall heater stays on. Everything else is looking good. All right, let's go ahead and let's park it here. So, a little buggy. A couple little weird issues that I saw with the top of descent. Wasn't quite sure what that... Oh, damn it. Pull your throttle back, dude. A couple little weird issues that I saw with the top of descent. You know, obviously calculating. And then obviously the flight plan issues. I really should have taken more time and paying attention to the flight plan. But honestly, I was just trying to test out and see how she was doing these days. I haven't flown it in so long. So long. I really like the new features. The avionics suite is just gorgeous. I mean, it's absolutely phenomenal system. Working title and the rest of the team there that's developed this have really done an absolute incredible amount of work bringing this aircraft and the avionics suite to a level that we didn't previously have in Microsoft Flight Simulator for sure. So anyway, really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I absolutely recommend flying the TBM just sort of as is. My personal opinion is I don't particularly feel like the improvement mod is necessarily worth it anymore. It's just another mod that you have to sort of maintain, and I don't think that's absolutely necessary at this stage. It's reached a point where I don't see the benefit anymore. I truly don't. That's just me personally. Obviously, you know, that's to each their own, right? All I'm here to do is give you guys what my thoughts are on the subject, and let you guys hopefully make your decisions that you find that are the best for you guys. This aircraft is always a ton of fun to fly. I always enjoy the TBM. It's just something really cool. I always call it the Lamborghini in the sky. It just always has been. Ever since I started flying it. I've always enjoyed this one. If you guys don't fly the TBM, highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. It's absolutely a dream. Just something very neat about it. Okay, I think that is it. Go ahead and close the crash bar down. Let's unlock our door. Yeah, let's see if I can remember how to get the door handle out. Sort of had to fight with it. Oh, no, I relocked it. There we go. All right. And we will hop on out and have ourselves, hopefully, a good evening. As always, folks, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something, found something valuable from this. Again, this is the TBM-930 with the current AAU update on SIB Update 12 Beta. So hopefully that gives you guys something to look forward to. As always, guys, stay safe and healthy. I'll see you in the next one.